Okay, moving on to hypothesis testing. In a hypothesis test, always start by trying to identify what is important in the question. What we're looking for is the value of P. What's that probability of success? We're looking for a value of N. How many trials were there? How many attempts were there? We're looking for the significance level. It's going to be 1% or 5%, maybe 10%. The examiner might get excited and choose something different, but those are the popular ones to use. We want to try and identify whether it's one-tailed or if it's two-tailed. Keywords to look out for: increase, decrease, improvement, worsen. These are things that let us know which direction the one-tailed test might be going in. If there's none of these words, then we're looking for something like change. Has it changed? Is there a difference? These are things that will indicate that you have a two-tailed test. Be careful on the two-tailed test to make sure that you are halving the significance level and writing the alternate hypothesis. Okay, we also need to know, is the claim linked to the null hypothesis or to the alternate hypothesis? So make sure you got the context correct so that we can use that when it comes to time to make our conclusion at the end. These are things that you definitely need to do in starting any and every hypothesis test. Okay, is your hypothesis test one-tailed or two-tailed? We mentioned if it's two-tailed, the alternate hypothesis has to be not equal to. Also, if it's two-tailed, the significance level has to be halved. Make sure that you're halving that significance level so that you're comparing to the correct values within the hypothesis test itself. Okay, don't forget to find your expectation of X all of the time. This helps you to decide which direction you need to be moving when it comes to your probability statement for the test statistic. Okay, don't forget these two statements, the P equals and the X represents. Each of these statements can be worth a mark in the exam. Make sure you've got a full hypothesis test. That is too much of a straightforward mark for you to be losing out on. Okay. If we're working with critical regions, which this question has asked us to do, to calculate the critical region, we need to show consecutive values where one is significant and the other one isn't. What that means is that when we're working out our critical region, I want one value to be one of these probability statements to end up being below the significance level. This was the one below the significance level, and one of them to not be. This one was not. These need to be consecutive for you to get your mark there. Once again, one of these probabilities was below the significance level. It's this one here, and one of them was not. And that's actually how we pick our critical regions. Make sure that you've put this in for the examiner to see. And finally, that critical region needs to be written as an inequality, not as a probability statement. So this is vitally important. State the critical region using inequalities.